Yahweh Shai, the Word, the Comforter, which a lot of our people don't have, even men who have fringes on. He was talking, he had a guy coming up on the video scoffing, the demon, and he had double fringes on, a mask on, and I was like, he doesn't have the bread.
Yeah, he don't have the bread, man.
He don't have the bread.
Because that's very spiritual, man, because he was also wearing all black, which is symbolic to ignorance.
I can't breathe. That Black Lives Matter spirit. That I can't breathe spirit. You don't have the bread.
And he
You're
knows that
believing.
he's an Israelite.
You're believing in the doctrine of the serpent. Why are you wearing a mask? It's showing that you don't have the bread, man. You don't have the comforter. Because if you had the comforter, you would have understanding of men would catch persecution in the last days. They're going to be looking to kill us, man. They're going to be looking to come up to the camp, and get more carnal as we get closer to the end. They're going to be bounties off of brothers. Wanted signs, wanted for 200 counts of hate speech, medical misinformation, so on and so forth.
A good example is that movie John Wick with Keanu Reeves. When you watch the third trilogy, John Wick had a bounty on his head for $42 million, man. And everybody that was against him was the Russians, the Italians, even amongst his own people, man. That's an example of catching hell and persecution.
And as you have that Russia-Ukraine situation escalating, what's happening behind the closed doors is they're slowly advancing the beast system. You have the vaccine passport. I said the word. All right, I got no strikes now. They took all the strikes now. They all expired. But you have the Mad Max passport that they just escalated to the next step. Also at the same time, you have crypto central bank digital currencies being advanced. Also at the same time, you have a lot of what's the thought? You have a lot of countries who are coming together to lock Russia and their banks and their citizens out of the grid.
That's going to get them mad.
Yeah,
the Americans going to get mad. That whole USSR spirit is going to come back at an all-time high and even stronger, man.
And you have, in certain countries, like in Kazakhstan, you have people who can't access money off their bank account because they don't have the jabba. Now imagine when that type of unrighteous decree comes to Babylon the Great. And President Joe Biden, creepy, sleepy, shoulder-smelling, let me smell your child's shoulder, Joe Biden, just extended the state of national emergency. So he has the powers with FEMA and the Department of Homeland Security to issue those unrighteous decrees and push them forward. And what you have them just order? A whole bunch of smart guillotines. You have trains with boxcars with shackles. They don't have those things just for no reason, man. They're looking to advance those things, man.
Yeah, Esau Edom didn't go into a $30 trillion debt, just to have his modern day guillotines just laying around, man.
They aren't promoting this potion, and then eventually they're not promoting the potion for no reason because they plan on swapping it out, And the elder from Men of Valor was bringing up a valid point that you have a lot of people who've taken that, and you have them on a database as far as Esau Edom, running a massive experiment as far as who will take something and put something in their body that they don't really know about. Who can we get? Because they eventually plan on rolling something out next that you have to put in your body. And that's the RFID chip, man. The MOTV, man.
Back here real quick, bro. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. That Satan should get an advantage over us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right, and one of those devices, man, is modern day AI. It's modern day artificial intelligence. That's why Esau Edom is known as Big Brother, man. He's watching everything you do, man. From the time that you wake up to the time that you go to sleep, Esau Edom is always watching the righteous to try to devour them, right? Devour him.
Watching the righteous and seeking to slay him that be an upright conversation.
That's what we're doing. This is a holy conversation, man. And Esau hates this, man. He hates when the prophets come out to the houses and hedges and prophesy his downfall.
And that's why he's starting to have damage control. You have Fred Hampton with the whole documentary of how people are leaving the church. And then in that documentary, you have the Israelites.
Oh, kind of. One of those Israelites is Sakari, man.
Yeah.
The most carnal group in the nation of Israel.
But that shows you that the great accusation is coming. Because they're going to band together and they're going to start to point the finger at you so-called Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans as being the cause of all this, man. You're the one that doesn't want to take it. You're the one that doesn't want to take the next thing down the line. This is Jeremiah 51:20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And before a kingdom is destroyed, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai sends the prophets out to declare, the next moves, man. And that's what we're doing through the Spirit, starting with the head apostles, Red Millstone on down. We're declaring the next moves that Yahweh Bashim Yahshai is going to do against you, man. And this is an act of war, and then what does Esau Edom view it as? Treason, because we're talking about the destruction of their government, the end of their kingdom. And it's biblical prophecy. It's going to happen, man.
Real quick, I want to back you up, bro.
And that's the same thing that they charged the ancient men of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai with, as far as the disciples, because what were they doing? They were prophesying against the Roman Empire, the ancient Roman Empire. That's why John was thrown out of Patmos. That's why Paul was beheaded,
Peter was crucified upside down.
Yep.
And that's the same persecution that's going to happen to the prophets in these last days. But according to prophecy in Isaiah the 59th chapter, when that blood comes upon us, the Spirit of the Lord will never stand against us. Not all prophecy against death. And only, some brothers will, have it spared or some time, but it has to happen for the sake of prophecy. Real quick, Psalms 118 and 6. The Lord is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me? Right? So Esau Edom can only go so far. But he cannot what? He cannot destroy the spirit. He can only destroy the flesh. It says, verse 7, the Lord taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. And where's the desire of the prophets, man? To see the downfall of the so-called white man. This is verse 10. All nations going into persecution. All nations can pass me about, but in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, will I destroy them. So, with the name of the Heavenly Father, which is the true power, we're going to destroy this kingdom, man. Psalms 118.
I want to get Psalms 44 and 5 over the
God, this is Psalms chapter 44 and verse 5.
Because you mentioned through the name. That's how we're going to be able to confound Esau Edom, through the name and through the report, through the doctrine.
This is Psalms 44 and 5. Through you will we push down our enemies. Through your name will we tread them under that rise up against us.
Yep. And the next verse goes into not being in the spirit of carnality.
Yep, exactly. Verse 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me.
We trust in our spiritual bow and sword. That's why the book of Ephesians tells you to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai.
And one example of this armor is the
sword of the Spirit.
The sword of the Spirit, which is the word.
Yep.
And who's the word? Yahweh Shai, man. So through Yahweh Shai, which translates to victory, the report, we're going to overcome the wicked.
Since I had that brought up, this is Jeremiah 50 and 1 down to 2, and it reads, the word that Yahweh Bashim Yahshai spake against Babylon. And that's what we're speaking in this lifetime. The word against modern day Babylon. Egypt 2.0, Rome 2.0, Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. This is the word, Jeremiah 51, the word that Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations and publish. And that's what you do when you do a lesson on your desktop. You actually have to hit a button that's called publish. Jeremiah 50 and 2, declare ye among the nations and publish. And set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. And that's the report. Your potion ain't working no more. People aren't believing you. Your kingdom's crumbling. Your enemies, they're starting to realize that they can't trust you. Ukraine, you just let them niggas out. Just let them niggas be dead.
I want to back you up, bro, because you mentioned the word images, right? This is Numbers 33 and 52. Then ye shall drive, and this is the law. It says, then shall ye drive all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures, which are their false doctrines or false philosophies, and destroy all their molten images or false lifestyles, and quite plug down all their high places. And the high places of Esau Edom, man, it goes into his religion, his churches. They're all being cast down by the word of Yahweh Shai via the mouthpiece of the Heavenly Father, which are the prophets.
This This is the book of Baruch, the letter of Jeremiah, the 6th chapter. I'm going to read 3 down to about 7. And it reads, so when ye come unto Babylon, you can break it down.
So when you come into Babylon, and we are in the modern day Babylon, Babylon 2.0, the land of confusion. Go ahead.
Yep. Ye shall remain there many years, and for a long season.
Hey, we've been here for over what? 500 plus years?
Yep, 500 years for the northern kingdom. More than that for the northern kingdom, because they fled here fleeing Assyrian captivity.
Yep.
So about 2,700 years, roughly paraphrase, somewhere around that line for the northern kingdom, and then for the southern kingdom, about 500 years, but we've been here together for 500 years, This is because the first slave ships arrived in about 1619, 1620, somewhere around there.
And that was the year that the King James Version 1611 came out.
Yep.
So as a spirit.
Yep. This is this is the book of Baruch 6 and 3, also known as the letter of Jeremiah. And it reads, so when ye come unto Babylon, ye shall remain there many years, and for a long season, namely 7 generations.
7 is a complete number of years, man.
And after that, I will bring you away peaceably from thence. That's going to happen in this lifetime,
And that's in the Gospel of Matthew 24, when Yahweh returns, he's going to
gather his elect
gather his
before
elect
winds
before winds of the earth, and then give them salvation ultimately, and then destroy the wicked.
Before that physically happens, the gathering actually happens with the word going out, through the unicorn. They have to hear the report before they're physically gathered. They have to be sealed, through hearing the word. This is Baruch 4 and 6 and 3 from the middle point. And for a long season, namely 7 generations, and after that I will bring you away peaceably from thence. Now shall ye see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold and of wood, borne upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. And that's what you see right now. Christianity, Islam, people worshiping, I'm going to read it again.
Worshiping zodiac signs, astrology, astronomy, man.
Gods of silver and of gold and of wood. And that's what you have in the MOTV. Those same elements, in the RFID implantable microchip. And this is an idol, an end-time prophecy that you're not supposed to take. And it's not Christianity. It's not being Israelite cop. It's not money. He had some Jake teaching that the MOTV was money.
If it was money, every Israelite will get destroyed.
And the cool part about it, and if it was Christianity, we'd be destroyed too, because we've been into Christianity. And it says if you take the MOTV, you can't repent from it. But also, he was going into the Book of Mormon to do the breakdown. I don't know if you've seen the video.
I haven't seen
the very diligent elder brother, or very diligent big bro, Azaria from GMS in the Chuka Orlando was doing a video on it, and I was watching it. Jake, yeah. Fits. Yeah, keep you out here all the time. This is Baruch 6 and 4. Now shall ye see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold and of wood, borne upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. Beware therefore that ye in no wise be like to strangers, neither be ye afraid of them, when ye shall see the multitude before them and behind them worshiping them. And that's what's going to happen when this MOTV is introduced. You already have it happening right now with this potion, man, that they're promoting. People are worshiping every single word of Esau Edom, which reminded me of that Jake that had the mask on.
Yeah.
Fuck him. He's worshiping the beast, man.
Yeah.
And he's doomed, because most likely, if he's coming with that spirit, he's under a camp that's most likely pushing carnality, and most likely, the report, is gonna be take that, man, take that, That's what you have a lot of camps, outside of the Sakari, who has the true breakdown of the MOTV, but they're off on other things, teaching, they're teaching it's a spiritual mark, because those same men are gonna actually take it when it comes to them. They're gonna fail the big test. They walked around fringed up. Dude had double fringes.
Yeah.
Double fringes, man. That reminds me of what's that scripture that says a double? That's Sirach the 6th chapter. A garment, a double garment of righteousness That goes into having the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. Not an actual physical garment, you know?
Baruch 5 and 2.
Nah, Sirach, the 6th chapter. Oh, yeah, Sirach. Yeah,
This is Baruch 5 and 2.
Yep.
Cast about thee a double garment of the righteousness which cometh from Yahweh, and said, and it says, diadem.
Yep, a diadem. Which
Diadem.
goes into a crown, you know?
Okay, God.
Worn by monarchs, kings, so on and so forth. A diadem, you know?
God. On thine head
Yep.
of the glory of the everlasting.
And before you get that actual physical crown, you have the crown of wisdom. And if you keep on reading down to the 5th chapter, it says they're being gathered together by the word, which is going to give you that garment of righteousness, because you're going to have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures, man. Not an actual physical garment, man. And there was an actual lady that got beat up
With fringes on.
with fringes on. You know?
Another example too,
And what was she not doing? Agreeing with thy adversary quickly. She wasn't using wisdom.
Yep.
Because Yahweh Shimon Shai, as deprived her of wisdom, either had he imparted to her understanding.
Another example real quick of Jake boasting on fringes.
Yep.
He actually got exposed for while he was smoking a cigarette.
God.
He had fringes on. And he was wearing black too, man.
And that's crazy though, in that video that we was breaking down the MOTV one, in the comments, I don't know if you've seen the comments, there was a lady that said that she got molested by that nigga, man. That's a serious accusation. You know?
That's the Lord exposing Israel, man.
And what is he doing? He's actually spiritually molesting you by teaching you the wrong breakdown of the MOTV, man. He's spiritually molesting you, man. And who is he molesting? The woman, Israel.
Man, that's spiritual, man. And according to the law, if you molest that woman, I think as a rape doctrine.
Yeah.
And if she don't scream, if she screams and you get caught, you get put to death, man.
Yep.
So hey, that's according to the law of the Heavenly Father.
This is Jeremiah 6 and 4, and it reads, Now you shall see in Babylon gold and silver, and of gold and of wood, which is all in the MOTV, the RFID implantable microchip, all those elements, you know, borne upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. Beware therefore that ye in no wise be like to strangers, neither be ye afraid of them, when ye shall see the multitude before them and behind them worshiping them. But Yahweh Shimon Shai has reserved like your 7,000 men who are not going to bow the knee to the image of Baal, man. You know? And it reads, Jeremiah 6 and 6, But say ye in your hearts, in your minds, in your la'avs, O Yahweh Shimon Shai, we must worship thee. And that's the report. You know? That's what Daniel told the king. I'm not to worship gods, you know, made with hands. You know? But the power of heaven and earth, Yahweh Shimon Shai, that's who we worship. This is worship him in truth and in spirit. You know? This is Jeremiah 6 and 7, and it reads, For mine angel is with you, and I myself caring for your souls. And that's Yahushua. You know, I am with you to the end of the earth, to the very end, roughly paraphrasing. The angel of the Lord encampeth around them that fear him and delivereth them. You know, the captain of the host of the armies of Yahweh Shimon Shai. You know, the top death angel, man. You know, who's actually, you know, given all power in heaven and earth. You know, the man has many titles, man. You know, the king of righteousness, the lion of the tribe of Judah, the comforter, the author and finisher of our faith. You know, the prince of peace, victory. You know, come on, man.
I want to back you up. We're going into bowing down to Baal, right? Daniel 3 and 10. Now, I'll start at 9. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Now, O king, has made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, and the nuclear, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Verse 12, right? There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not your gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. And we're coming into the same spirit as our forefathers, right? Okay, we're going to bow down. Let's go to the image of Baal. Okay, that modern day image, the image goes into Esau's lifestyle. Okay, and going into his mark, his RFID microchip, and his artificial intelligence system, man. Lord's will, we don't bow down to his false philosophy. Verse 13. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage, and as Esau, modern day Esau, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar.
But what happened? They got snitched on.
Yeah, they got snitched.
You know?
on.
That reminds me of Jeremiah the 20th chapter. I'll get that when we get done.
That's verse 14. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Hey, so the king of Babylon, he was very mad. He was very angry because the Israelites jumped down to his false god. Verse 15. Now if ye be ready, that get straight to the point. Verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer you in this matter. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. So there you go, man. So that's the spirit that we're coming at in these last days. Not bowing down to the image of Baal, man. Just went to Romans, was that 11th chapter? I have reserved 7,000 men who will not bow down to the image of Baal, which the word Baal means Lord on the left-hand side.
And with the kings, it gets a little deeper, saying that they have either worshiped him, either they have kissed him, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Sirach 33:1 to back up on that point. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver him. In temptation, even again. What temptation? The great temptation. Jacob's trouble, man. You know? This is the book of Bel and the Dragon. Only one chapter.
Because you mentioned temptation, right? Revelation 3:10.
God.
Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep you from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that, oh